This is Matt Pike from High on Fire. You're listening to The Vinyl Guide.
This episode is brought to you by Groove Washer, the best record cleaners and protective sleeves for your vinyl collection. Ask for the Groove Washer from your local shop or go to groovewasher.com. Discount code VinylGuide10. And now, on with the show. Welcome to The Vinyl Guide, the podcast for record collectors and music nerds. Here's your host, the biggest record nerd of them all, Nate Goyer.
Well, howdy ho, peoples. It's Nate here. Welcome to episode 447 of The Vinyl Guide. And, guys, I'm going to crack right into it. We have a short, sharp, and succulent one today. Mr. Matt Pike and Coady Willis join us to talk about the new High on Fire album and the vinyl variants of Cometh the Storm. We talk about touring. We talk about winning Grammys, about pressing pot leaves into vinyl records, and a whole lot more. Now, surely you know Matt Pike from Sleep and Matt Pike versus the Automaton, and of course Coady Willis of Big Business, Melvins, and many other adventures. And man, the new High on Fire album is killer. Get it on streaming right now. You could hear it right now on your phones, and you could order the vinyl from your local record shop. Please do that. If you can't for some whatever reason, you could order a vinyl copy direct from the band at highonfire.bandcamp.com. Now, for those of you who are interested in the Wayback Machine, we had Matt on the show episode 326. And of course, Coady was our featured guest, episode 156. Both these episodes and several hundred others, including the likes of Buzz Osborne, Keith Morris, Billy Gibbons, George Clinton, and hundreds more, are available anytime by simply following the Vinyl Guide podcast in your podcast app. Super simple. Just hit that little follow button and you'll be sorted, mate. But enough of my yibber yabber. Let's talk to Matt and Coady about High on Fire and so much more. Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Coady, it's good to see you. I wasn't sure you were going to join today.
Yep. You get me instead of Jeff.
Okay.
Hey, can you hear me now?
You hear you perfect.
Oh, good. Okay. Hang on. Let me get the video thing. This has a different thing. Come on. Okay. Did I come on? No?
You flashed on briefly.
I fight with Zoom on like pretty much a weekly, daily basis. It's always doing something strange. I don't know, man.
Very good.
Never the same.
All right. Well, Matt and Coady, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Vinyl Guide. Now, I've spoken to you both separately. You've both been on the show at different times, nerding out with records. But wow, this new one, Cometh the Storm, heavy as balls. So, Coady, let's start with you. This is your first album, full length, with High on Fire. How are things going so far?
It's great. I wasn't expecting this response to the record. People really seem to be going for it. They really like it. So it makes me very happy. You know, making a record isn't an instant gratification endeavor. You know, it takes a long time between the time where you actually record the songs and when people finally get to hear it. There's a lot of steps in that process. So it's exciting to it's a thing that you just kind of like put off in your mind. I'm like, okay, it's happening. And so like the fact that it's finally out and people can finally hear the finished thing, I have to remind myself that it's okay to be happy about it. And I can enjoy it now. Like I don't have to be like, it'll happen later. So now it's like, oh, we did it. It's out. It's gone. Yeah.
So how does a High on Fire album come together? I mean, do you guys look up, see a comet, the earth rumbles? Like, how do you know when it's time to do another High on Fire record?
Exactly like that. That comet came through and started shaking. I was like, boys, that's it. That's how we're doing it. No,
that's true.
It's a lot of self-analyzing and putting together like math problems and puzzles and brain teasers and all that stuff, and then collaborating. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, and at the end of the day, I think the albums kind of they pull themselves together too. If you work on them, the album kind of writes itself. It's really bizarre, but you know, there's a guiding hand always. You know, as a spiritual or spurious that could be. You know,
is the writing all done collaboratively? Are you guys in the same room when the writing happens?
At the end process, like when we put the songs together, yes. But like we all like I'll take time, like Coady and I will take time together. Jeff and Coady will take time together. Jeff and I will take time together. Or me and Jeff, and then we kind of come together and put all these ideas after we've worked them. It takes a little work to get just like timing, the amount of times, little tweaks here and there, nuances that you put in the music. I don't know. What do you think, Coady?
Yeah, I think that, we started out with this big Google Drive full of riffs that Jeff and Matt have accumulated over the years. And it's kind of like whittling everything down. So we'll pick out stuff that this sounds cool. This is a good idea. This is cool. Like Matt said, he and I will work on it, or he and Jeff will work on it, or Jeff and I will work on something. And then we kind of like, that kind of goes to the second stage where we kind of have an arrangement. We have like, drum parts to these riffs. And it's not until we kind of all got together in the same room toward the end of it, where we had this collection of kind of half finished songs and ideas and really started to put it together. And then you can really tell when all of us are there, which ones are really hitting. They're like, oh, this is killer. This is not what I expected it to be with all of us here. And it sounds great. And I think the last couple of weeks we all got together and wrote. That's when the album kind of like really revealed itself. We were like, oh, this song is going to be great. And we have a cool collection of songs here. So it goes from what started out as like, maybe this is cool and maybe this is cool, to like, these are the songs, this is what it's going to be.
Between like a demo and then when you actually produce it and you're recording it and like Cody's actually an engineer, and like we recorded all our stuff the whole time, but until you take practicing recording yourselves to the studio that is the end game. It's kind of like giving yourself a deadline so you finish it, because I don't know, I can procrastinate really bad, but analyze everything. Once you're in there and it's like, nah, this is the last chance we get, this is how much time we have, and then you start making the end decisions, and that's how it kind of comes together.
So Buzz was on the show recently, and he talked about recording. He likes to record the drums and the instruments before the flavor is chewed out of it. Like I think he says, right on the edge, right as the drummer's getting comfortable knowing it, but they're still very hyper aware. Is that something that was brought into High on Fire, or is it a bit different in terms of recording and writing there?
I think oh, go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead, Coady, elaborate.
Oh, I was just going to say, I recorded with Buzz before, and I think what he's talking about, is like overcooking stuff, where it's you practice so much that all the raw energy is kind of like sucked out of it, and there's no like where you're saying where you're still kind of not exactly sure. You kind of have to like muscle it through just to make sure that you have the good one that you want.
It's a bit of a high wire act at that point.
Yeah.
You're still
exactly. You're not entirely comfortable with it. But I mean, I think that when we bring it in, like on this record, when we brought it into the studio, Kurt Ballou, who produced it, and we're at his studio, and he had a lot of input about stuff. For example, we were doing this one song that I thought we had sewn up. Like it was like, oh, this is the song, and we were laying down the drums, and Kurt was like, that drum part doesn't really work with the riff. It's like, fuck. So I had to like think of something else. And like, so there's still those, you get into the studio, and like Matt was saying, you demo stuff out, but when you're actually in there and you have all the sounds dialed in, like you're hearing it for the first time, how it's actually going to sound on the record, then you can kind of really make some like fine tuning judgment calls and being like, oh, this isn't hitting the way we thought it would. So there was some of that in the studio where we had to do on the fly, come up with a new part or come up with a new arrangement to make it work better as a final product. And so I felt like that energy is still there. We still had to think on our feet and play some stuff on the spot that we hadn't rehearsed for weeks in advance. So you can probably hear some of that in there, like some of the energy anyway of like, we have to get this right now. It's still just happening. There's a couple things on the record that I think when you're hearing it, I played that way for the first time.
Yeah, like happy record. Accidents. Like my whole
it's
a happy accident.
So the album, again, very consistently strong throughout. Did you guys over-record? Are there outtakes? Are there offcuts we think we'll see at some point in the future?
I don't think so. There's a couple of songs that we had that we didn't end up using, but I don't think we did anything. By the time we got into the studio, I don't think we recorded anything that we didn't use. Did we?
I don't think so either. I mean, we had ideas and we might have made like, there's demos of it. There's no like in studio. We kind of knew what we were going to focus on going in there, you know? And you know, those are the songs we developed up until we were going to leave and be all, oh, I have this idea. Bam. Okay. That's what we're focusing on, you know? Like,
All right. So let's jump into the vinyl, because there are many vinyl variants of Come at the Storm, probably upwards of a dozen or so. Do you guys get involved in that at all? Do you have, in terms of the ideation with the label, we want some splatters, we want some blobs. Do you get much involved in that, or is that kind of the record label business?
Oh, no, we do. We get, they send us the catalog and they're like, each one of us picks like 3 or 4 of them, and then when the product's done, you're all, oh, I forgot I ordered that. It's like brown and pink, or, or there's like, there's all these different cool types and variants of, how it's pressed together.
Yeah. And some of them are, more rare than others. So, there's some of the splatters. I think there's a tricolor one up at Bandcamp, those sort of things. Is that something, again, you're picking quantities, or that's totally left up to the label?
The quantities are kind of just left up to the label. But yeah, for my part, I tried to choose some colors and types that like you'd never see, you know what I mean? Almost offensive at moments. Like you're all, this should be all killer and it's all horrible. Looks like
Yeah, you can never tell how they're going to come out at the very end. Now, are you guys thinking when you're recording and you're writing material about side A, side B, like the themes or the acts of a record? Do you guys think that way, or you just keep recording and you'll figure out how the thing pieces together towards the end?
Well, kind of along the way. I don't know, Coady. We just kind of keep going.
We thought about it. We thought about it a lot. Like, it's one of those things where you can practice and you never really know how it's going to come out until it's done, until the songs are done and mixed and you really see what the song has become. So when we got to the stage toward the end of the recording where we had a few like side like percussion stuff and extra saws stuff that Jeff was going to put on, we had most of the basic tracks recorded and down. So we had a pretty good idea about what the songs were going to sound like and what they were. At that point, all of us kind of like put our heads together and figured out a flow for the record and what would be the good first song, what would, be a good midpoint for the record for side A and side B. Or if we were also thinking A, B, C, and D,
this is a good closer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about all that stuff and made some, all of us made playlists once the mixes were in and had different orders and stuff. And we kind of figured out that this was the best way where, it opened strong and it had a cool transition in the middle. And there's kind of this grouping of songs toward the end. And then the final song. I think it came out cool. I felt like it was a discussion, kind of a committee decision. We all had input on the order of the songs. So
yeah, sequencing is important.
We put some thought into it. We didn't just randomly.
Oh yeah, I think
slap it together.
I listened to. I just jump around with the songs and write like some notes and be all. I'm not sure if I like that. Let's try it like this.
Yeah. So Matt, last album got you guys a Grammy. Where do you keep your Grammy at?
Above my heart.
Above your.
I have Lemmy's strap, my Grammy up there, and nail from a crucifixion, and a couple other things, just memorabilia kind of stuff.
Okay, all right. Did you get a Lemmy bullet?
No, I didn't.
No,
okay. It's his strap, like his bass strap.
Right. Okay. All right. How well did you know Lemmy?
I mean, we weren't best friends or anything, but we recognized each other, and I went on tour with them. And no matter which band, Sleep or High on Fire, at festivals, we'd always be like right next to Motorhead. I don't know why. And we got invited on their cruise. So I mean, we're friendly, man. He's a great dude. I got to interview him once. I had to get up so early. Yeah. But yeah, cool enough to say hi and walk up to him and not get yelled at,
Yeah. You knew him as well as anyone could know him. Because I'm curious, when the band gets a Grammy, do multiple members get Grammys? Like, does Jeff have a Grammy as well at his place?
Well, they hand you a decoy on stage so it looks official. And then you go backstage and you give it back, and then they mail it out to you.
Okay.
And you get a wristwatch that year at least, and a medal, like a medallion.
Okay. All right. Like the end of Star Wars. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly like that.
Okay. So you get multiple ones. So Jeff's got a Grammy at his place too. You just have to kind of coordinate. Okay.
And,
right.
and Des has one too.
Then when you found out you were nominated for a Grammy, like, what was your reaction? Where were you?
Hey there, audiophiles. If you're seeking stylish furniture to showcase your stereo and record collection, well, look no further than SidetrackedWorkshop.com. Sidetracked Workshop designs extraordinarily elegant record cabinets and consoles that add sophistication and panache to your music hobby. Handcrafted in the good old USA in the vinyl-loving city of Portland, Oregon, Sidetracked Workshop's designs are a music lover's dream. Made with real walnut veneered wood and brass accents, these gorgeous designs add class and taste to the record room and ship fully assembled and ready to enjoy. Just check out the designs for yourself at SidetrackedWorkshop.com. Look, you spend thousands of dollars on records. Don't keep them in a crate, and don't risk your records on those feeble wooden pegs from IKEA. Your music deserves the dignity of Sidetracked Workshop. That's SidetrackedWorkshop.com. Elegant solutions for the vinyl lifestyle. Hey there, all you record nerds. I want to tell you about BagsUnlimited.com. BagsUnlimited.com has a huge selection of vinyl record supplies. Whether you collect LPs, 7-inch singles, 78 shellacs, or anything in between, BagsUnlimited.com will sort you out. From polyline sleeves to cardboard record mailers to 7-inch storage boxes and archive quality record sleeves, protect your records of any size and shape at BagsUnlimited.com. Whether you have a small personal record collection or you're running a massive record shop, you can grab a small supply or even buy in bulk at BagsUnlimited.com. And they've got some really incredible, unique stuff. BagsUnlimited.com even has special size sleeves made especially to protect your box sets, storage boxes and sleeves for cassette tapes, protective supplies for reel-to-reel, and yes, even 8-tracks. Just go to BagsUnlimited.com, click on audio supplies, and prepare to be impressed by all the options they have. That's BagsUnlimited.com. Well, hey there, record collectors. There's a new service available that specializes in record cleaning, restoring, sticker removal, and professional grading.
VMGVinyl.com.
VMG Vinyl can help you make the most of your collectible records. From professional cleaning of records and sleeves,
Removing old price tags and store stickers.
dry cleaning and rejuvenation of old shrink wrap to make it look like new, even providing you a professional play-tested third-party grade with either removable grading or encasing in plastic. You have a wide range of choices at VMGVinyl.com.
Buying a highly collectible record and you want it checked out by an expert?
VMG Vinyl can do that too. Head over there now and see what VMGVinyl.com can do for you and your collection. That's VMGVinyl.com, the one-stop shop for professional third-party grading, cleaning, and record restoration. That's VMGVinyl.com.
Then when you found out you were nominated for a Grammy, like, what was your reaction? Where were you?
I was on a Sleep tour. And I was like, what? Wow, dude. I didn't think bands like us got nominated for Grammys at all. I mean, that just seemed absurd. And then so we were there, and I had a wound on my foot. I had a foot injury. I was on like a cane, walking on a cane. I had crutches before that, but I'm not taking crutches to the Grammys. I'm going to do a cane. So I bought a bull pizzle which if you don't know what that is, it's a cane made out of a bull dick. I was all the way at the back. We were like not expecting it at all. We're like 2 football fields away in this auditorium. And they called us up and we won. And it took us like 3 minutes to get there. I was like, what the fuck? That they don't give bands like us Grammys. It's just absurd. Like I said, so it was surreal.
Yeah. And Coady, when you learned that you were nominated for Playgirl Hunk of the Month, where were you at?
Oh man, I think I was at my grandma's house doing good deeds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So many. You got me. You got me on that one.
Did you like pose
got
for
me
that shit? Did you pose for that, Coady?
Yeah. It was candid. It was, I wanted it to look natural.
We're busting balls. We're busting balls, but I don't think Coady was. Yeah, he hadn't had enough coffee yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Obviously, I just ate tacos, so like I'm like.
So there's a few tour dates lined up for High on Fire at the moment. Is this going to be expanded mainly in Europe? If I read correctly, is that right?
Yeah. We want to get over there before they, something fucked up happens. So hopefully we can nail it and bail and give everybody a happy face before, there's a lot of shit going on. I'm afraid the farmers are going to keep us out of our show, or, a missile's going to hit us on stage somewhere or something. But, it is what it is. If we can go, we go. And, And I think, when people are in turmoil like that, I think music's like one of the most important things for people to have, some sort of hope or something, So, yeah, it's going to be a pleasure. I haven't been to Europe. It was 2 years ago. I think we went for the festival thing, and I saw people I haven't seen, that I've known for 20, 30 years that I hadn't seen in so long because of COVID and all that. And it was just real nice to say hi to all our friends and be able to play out and that kind of good stuff. So,
yeah. After the pandemic, obviously no one was touring during the pandemic, but directly afterward, certainly here in Australia, it seems like touring just went crazy. There were bands that I wanted to see, yearned to see, that were coming every couple weeks. There's plenty of tickets, plenty of things to look forward to. Are you still seeing that kind of rhythm happening? Are things normalizing, slowing down? What does it look like from your perspective?
I think things have been looking up, at least for our type of music, heavy music. I think it's grown. I think it took, we had the glam rock thing, and then we had the metal thing, and then we had, the 90s, Lollapalooza fucking shit. And then we had a lot of rap going on for a long time in hip hop. And I think a lot of things just repeat themselves in history, you know what I mean? And I think heavy music's back, and it's better than ever. It's better than ever. It's just improvements on what was great I'm a Gen X, so what was great to me is like go way back down the list to 1970, it's like, I think heavy music definitely has a market, and a growing market for sure.
Okay. So that's good. You're finding it on the rise. More gigs coming up beyond Europe. Any U.S. or maybe even Australian dates coming up?
We're doing interviews for Australia, so I think there's plans on that. And that's like a wintertime thing, because y'all have summer when we have winter. So
that's right.
I like getting out to Australia when it's gloom and doom here. That's way better for me.
Seeing Santa Claus wearing board shorts. That's
big time. Yeah. Christmas by the pool.
So, Coady, you've got to coordinate all sorts of schedules, because we've heard that you're getting ready to tour Melvins, doing double drummers again. Yeah,
that's the rumor. Did Buzz tell you that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's public. He's announced it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to be too cool. Yeah, that's a plan. Is we're gonna try to do that again for some touring, but everything's still kind of getting pieced together. There's maybe some more other announcements to be made down the road as well. Plans are being made. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of exciting stuff coming up for everybody, I think.
Very good.
Yeah.
Maybe some big business at some point.
Yeah. We're actually High on Fire is doing this East Coast leg. We're getting ready for it right now. I'm in Portland practicing with these guys. And then before we go to Europe, I'm going to fly to Austin to play one show with Jared, big business in Austin. And then after that, we're going to fly over to Europe and do the High on Fire thing. So yeah, it's just, Jared and I both used to live in LA. He moved back up to Washington State. And he's also playing bass in Unwound now.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yes.
I realize that.
Yeah. And they've been active and doing lots of stuff and doing great. So it just has complicated things a little bit as far as finding time to get together. And he's a dad too, and he's got two great kids. And so we don't have as much free time as we used to have to get together and play riffs and do stuff. But we're hoping maybe later this year find some time to write some new songs, but we'll see what happens.
Dear Lord, everyone's got such busy schedules. It's hard to have it all come together.
The only way you make it in music nowadays is to moonlight.
Yeah.
But it's not, I mean, look, it's not even moonlight. It's having multiple gigs. I mean, Matt, you've got 3 pretty steady bands or, big projects you can jump back and forth to. So that's quite a blessing.
No. And it keeps it from getting too stale or the same old thing,
Mm-hmm.
Although, But yeah, I'm really excited about what's coming up. So
very cool. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you about in terms of vinyl, that Sleep Dopesmoker pot leaf vinyl that came out from Third Man. Whose idea was that?
Al's. That's total all Al. Probably. I mean, Al will bounce ideas. I thought it was a great idea, and so did Jay, and so did the people at Third Man. And those things were going for like $1,000 a piece, right off the bat, because you could only get them on record store day, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was. I hate to. Al Cisneros, dude, that guy's good with merch. He's a great bass player and a great musician, but I mean, that guy's got a mind for like merch and art and shit too. It just blows me away the shit that guy thinks of. So, and I'll think it's something that's clever once in a while, but he's like that all the time. So
constantly. So that Sleep Vault package, what involvement did you have with that?
Oh, well, a bunch of that was demos, and I had to go and kind of out here do some mixing with like how there's old ones, and then you're at Third Man recorded one of those flexies outside of a booth the first booth you could record your voice onto a flexi vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And we did Dragonaut on that, and it sounds like some weird old blues thing. And I had some guitar tracks to clean up, or you know what I mean? It was a bunch of demo stuff that we had recorded, and we thought it'd be cool to give to the fans, But yeah, I went through and kind of cleaned it up and not that track, dude. Here, I did a couple things to it, and yeah, it was all engineering kind of shit, though. I mean, I took a guitar with me and played some guitar tracks just to clean up some stuff that you might not have been able to hear, but
mm-hmm. Do you know if all the High on Fire and even Sleep tapes, if all of those are accounted for? Is there anything lost? Like I know The Art of Self-Defense was originally on Frank Kozak's label, Man's Ruin. Towards the end of
I have the reels to that.
Okay.
And the release, I had to. Me and Billy had the tapes baked because you got to bake them, mm-hmm. And then we had. After they were baked, we had it put down onto a digital format so we could obviously mix in Pro Tools, because that wasn't that big of a deal back then when we did that. It was like kind of new, and everybody's all, that's cheating, and mm-hmm. stuff. And we had no mix of it. That is not the original mix at all. We didn't have the DAT tapes. We had to start from scratch and then do a remaster. And I think it sounds like a real record now, just technology coming along, and it's just thick, and I put some thickening tracks just like over top of it just to beef up the rhythm guitar, and we pulled the bass out, and it doesn't sound like a demo anymore. It sounds like a real record. I was like really stoked to do that project. It's
Okay.
cool.
Oh, so you added additional instrumentation to the more recent.
Just a little bit, just some rhythm guitar, and some things. So I had a DI to reamp and stuff like that. So
Fill it out a bit.
Yeah. I didn't batter it. I just put some extra shit on it.
Well, very good. Yes, that reissue of Art of Self-Defense is available, as well as Cometh the Storm. Pick up your vinyl copy, highonfire.bandcamp.com. You could listen to it on streaming services. Give it a go. But yeah, you're going to want to hear it on vinyl. There's some amazing vinyl variants. highonfire.bandcamp.com. Again, Jeff, Coady. It's Jeff Coady. Matt, Coady. Matt,
it's
Coady,
okay.
thank you so much for joining.
I'm Matt. I'm kind of Matt. My multiple personality is Matt.
Matt. All right. Matt, Coady, thank you so much for joining us here, and we hope to see you guys in Australia in the very near future.
All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right. See y'all.
There we go, peoples. Matt and Coady, High on Fire. The new album, Cometh the Storm, is available now. You can listen to it on your streaming services. And, of course, buy the vinyl at highonfire.bandcamp.com or check with your local record shop. Those people need your love as much as anyone. All right, that's it for this episode of The Vinyl Guide. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, everyone who's sharing these episodes on social media. That is hugely appreciated. And for those of you who are supporting the podcast through patreon.com/Vinyl Guide, a great big mwah. God damn, that is awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And if you like this podcast and you want to help buy your buddy Nate a burrito or a beer, just join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vinyl Guide. You get lots of extras, including commercial-free episodes, high-resolution audio, and other stuff, too. That's patreon.com/Vinyl Guide. All right, we'll be back shortly with a brand new episode. So until we talk next time, get out there and buy some records, people. Cheers.